Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and before we get going, I just want to say, if you like what you see in this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Comments, they go down below. Hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell. That way you always know when I upload a video. And after you're done watching this video, go check out Central Oregon Shenanigans. I know James over there has he's going to be putting together a 429 Cobra Jet engine that he has. He's going to be putting that into his 78 Bronco. He also has I think it's a 70, 78 or 9, I believe. Step side, flare side, what did they call those back in the 70s? I always thought step side was Chevy, flare side was Ford. If you know what they were called back in the 70s, because James and I were having that conversation, and we aren't 100% sure. So if you know, drop a comment down below. Anyway, that's going to be his son's truck, and he is wanting really bad to get going on that. So when you get done watching this video, at the end of this video, there'll be a little button on the end screen. You can hit that. It'll take you over to Central Oregon Shenanigans. There will also be a link down in the description. Also, check out Zane over at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. He's just getting started out, and we're trying to help him get his channel off the ground. Makes good videos. There'll be a link for him as well. Isn't that right, bud? Let's go outside. Not sure where the Jesse dog and Abby dog is right now. I think they're up on the porch. Anyway, gonna be a nice day here in central Iowa. Today and tomorrow we're supposed to be 50 degrees or a little bit above, sunshine, not much wind. Actually feels pretty darn good. Also forgot to mention, James and I have been talking about doing another collaboration. I may be headed back out there. End of January, first part of February, that's kind of what we're thinking right now. Maybe a little more fun than work, because a few months ago when I was out there, we hit it pretty hard for, what, 2.5 weeks doing Kyle's truck. Try to have a little more fun this time. Talking about doing a little snowmobiling up in the mountains. So subscribe to both of our channels if you haven't already and come along for the fun. Not guaranteed that's going to happen. It's not set in stone, but good chance. Anyway, I got this hood set up out here because I'm going to be cutting a patch out of that. And that there patch is going to go on this here truck. And right there, that's, I measured it all out. That's pretty much what I need. Cutting that out with a cutoff wheel out there on that hood. Probably not gonna happen, but I can get pretty close and then take a sanding disc or something and we'll trim it all up, get her to fit in there. And then we're gonna wait for the UPS truck to show up, bringing me weld through primer and using a different body filler than I've used before. Really, it's about the same thing. This Evercoat Rage Gold is what I like to use, but I did a little research and I'm getting, it's still made by Evercoat. It's called X Grip, and from all the reviews I've read, it's about like the Rage Gold. Might sand just a little bit harder, but all the reviews I saw on it were pretty good. And there's even one that said their supplier doesn't even carry the Rage Gold anymore. They just carry the X Grip. And the really nice thing about it is it was half price. It was only $33 for a gallon. So we'll see how that all works out, and I'll link it down in the description below, along with the weld through primer. And then tomorrow, the Tenable Raptor liner is supposed to show up. So hopefully, if everything goes right, we'll get this patch all welded in, body filler on it, and tomorrow we can finish this up. Well, the UPS truck was just here, and he brought me, this is the body filler I'm going to be using. I think I might have said X Grip or something before, maybe not. Anyway, it's Z Grip. And got me some weld through primer. And I took this little patch, been slowly fitting it in here, making it fit just right. I think I got it. So I am going to strip this down to bare metal. Back in behind here, and no, this isn't rust. This was actually off of those magnets. Get that off of there. Back behind here, I think I'm going to use, somebody sent me some of that POR, or POR 15, however you say it. I always call it POR 15, but anyway. Somebody sent me a sample, or a starter kit of that. Oh, it's probably been a year ago. Last summer or something. Anyway, I'm going to coat that with this just to get something on it. I'm not going to use their a cleaner degreaser, that's already done. And the metal prep, I've already used OSFO on it, so I'm not going to use that either. I'm just gonna put this on there. I was gonna put some like some Rust-Oleum or something on that, just something. But I have this. I think I'll use that. Sanding disc isn't all that great, but I've only got one more and I want to save it for grinding the welds down. It'll work. Alright, so I got this piece all, paint's all off of it. Inside and out, paint's off. A little bit of primer left on, especially the inside, which that's fine. And I was just doing some reading on this stuff. You can actually weld through this. Now, I'm not exactly sure what happens when you weld through it. So I think what I'm going to do, I've also read that like just spraying the back side of this with weld through primer and thinking you're going to be good, that's really not a good thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat the back side of this with this PR15 or POR15, whatever you call it, and then do the inside, do this inside part in here. I'm going to coat that as well. And then after that dries, then I think I'm going to spray it with weld through primer. So if the weld through primer does flake off or whatever, this will be underneath of it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, now I don't wear gloves often, but when I do, it's either when I'm making chicken wings or doing something like this. Apparently this stuff does not come off your hands very easy. So I'm just going to get some on here. Trying not to drip any on the floor or anything. Get it up underneath there a little bit. And I read from a pretty reliable source that, like I said, you can weld through this stuff. So I'm gonna take them for what they say. And guess what? It is the next day. I got this POR15 on here. I gotta say, I like that stuff. I might be using that again. Put that on there, and I didn't realize it could take 6 hours or more for it to dry. Got the back side of this little patch piece coated as well. Of course the heaters are gonna kick on, of course they are. Just got down here a little bit ago and it was a little chilly. Not quite warmed up yet, but anyway, I like this stuff. It's different, but I think I'll be using that again. I'll link this in the description below as well if you want to give it a try. But now I'm going to take some weld through primer and at least go around the outside edge of it. Probably end up spraying the whole back side of it with weld through primer. Let that dry, and then we'll get it into place on the truck and get her welded on there. And I just wanted to show you this real quick. This little sponge thingamajig that I applied that with. That's what came in the box. You can see how smushy it is back here. You get up to where I put it in that can, it's hard. Never used that stuff before. And the weld through primer that I got, it's just this cheap Duplicolor weld through primer. It's zinc based. Anyway, this was, I don't remember what I paid, $10 maybe, something like that. There's all different kinds of weld through primer, and you can pay quite a bit for a can, like $30, $40 or maybe even more. I'm just going with this, and that's what I'm using. I'll put a couple coats on there, let that dry, and we'll get it on the truck. Alright, let's see if we can fit this back in here. I had it fit in here once pretty much perfectly. Slide it over just a smidge. Too much. I think. Oops. Right there we've got it. Alright guys, we'll see if we can get this welded in there. I am just about out of welding gas. I may run out. I hope not. Alright guys, so got that spot welded in anyway. Blew a hole in it right down there, but I'll get that taken care of. Kind of did another one right there, but so far so good. And that's how you do it. You do spot weld after spot weld after spot weld. So you'll come in here and just lay it in kind of at an angle in on the spot weld. Want to jump around so you don't get too much heat in one place. I'm gonna let the whole thing cool down right now, and then I'll finish that up. All right, I think I finally got this all welded up. I took it kind of slow. I didn't want to put any warpage or anything. I know it's a little lumpy, but it's just tiny spot weld after tiny spot weld till they're all tied together. So it's about time for me to go get my daughter from school. When I get back, I'm gonna start grinding these welds down, and hopefully it all looks good. I think it's gonna be a little low over here, and I don't want to touch that because I just got done welding. When I first started, I'm not sure what happened. I don't know, this little patch maybe expanded. Something pulled it one way or the other, and it kind of popped inside a little bit. But that's okay. That's better than having it this way. That's what body filler's for. So shouldn't be too bad. I think it's just a little tiny bit low right over in here. We'll find out once I get it all ground down, but I need to go pick up my daughter and I'll check back with you. Well, this finally showed up. A little late. A lot later than usually are, but it is the holiday season. But I'm gonna be putting that to good use here shortly. What do you say we grind down some welds? And I think I'm going to start with this old disc. I got some that are pretty built up. So see what I can knock down with this, and then I'll put a new one on and we'll get her all smoothed out. And wouldn't be surprised when I grind those down I find a couple little pinholes or something, and I'll have to weld those back up and grind those down, but hopefully it's all good. We'll see here real soon. And if you're wondering what this is, I love this little guy. It's an Ingersoll Rand. I can't remember what they technically call it, but I'll link this down below in the description as well. I have used this thing a lot and I love it. So we'll see what we can do here. Not a lot left on this disc, but we'll do what we can. We'll hit probably hit this big one here, hit this glob here, and work our way around. A lot of these isn't going to take a whole lot, but we'll see what we can do. And when you do this, you don't want to just grind in one place, because this can generate a lot of heat as well. So do some here and then move around. You can do quite a bit, but it does get things pretty hot. All right, I'm gonna take this this disc off, put a new one on, and should be able to knock those down. And you should be able to blend this little patch right into the existing metal on the truck here. May not be perfectly flat, but that's what body filler's for. And I believe these are 36 grit. I don't know. I think this might actually be 50. This might be too. I had 3M ones that were 36, and then I bought some other kind, and I think they were 50. I got it by mistake, but it seemed to work about the same. Anyway, we'll hit it with this new one here. Jessie will snip at her, but she might. Well, Buddy's gonna try to finish up Abby's, and Abby's gonna try to finish up Buddy's. Anyway, guys, as you can see, this is starting to look a lot better. And Buddy, calm down over there. And like right up in here, that's what you want right there. You want it just all kind of blend in. See, I got a pinhole there. I don't know what happened there. That needs fixed. Probably gonna be a few more of them. Looks like there might be a couple down in here. So when I get this all ground down, I'm just gonna have to come back in with the welder and put a few more spot welds in, grind it down, and we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna keep grinding away on this, just like you saw, and we'll see what we end up with. And if you wanna know what these dogs are eating that they absolutely love so much, it's this stuff. Ideal balance, but it's beef and zucchini stew. Got it because the plot dog, Jessie girl over there, she just absolutely loves it. But Buddy, he starts jumping around like a little pup when I get these full, and he knows I'm gonna be putting them on the floor. He's been doing really, really well. He jumped up on my daughter when I got her home from school, up on his back legs, which he hasn't done that since he's been shot. He did yelp a little bit, but he's really doing good. I think he likes the cooler weather, and probably just getting a little bit bigger, maybe making a little more room in there. And if you don't know, he's got a bullet right back in here in his spine. You're a lucky guy. Well, Buddy decided to come back in and join me. Anyway, just talking to James from Central Oregon Shenanigans. He was making fun at me. I sent him a picture of my safety glasses. These are actually 3M safety glasses with lights on them, and they're very bright. You can rotate them wherever you want them, or you can just turn them off, which is what I was doing when I was grinding over there. But I really like them. He was kind of making fun of me, but you got light wherever you look. Wherever you're looking, it lights it up really, really good. My wife got these for me, and I kind of thought the same thing. I was kind of like, okay. But I tell you what, after using them, I really do like them. So I'll go ahead and link those down below as well. I'm linking all kinds of stuff down there. I'm going to link those. I'm going to link Raptor Liner, the Z-Grip by Evercoat, POR 15 starter kit. I'll link that down there. And it seemed like there's, I got that weld through primer too. I'll link that down there. That was pretty cheap. So anyway, if you're interested in any of that stuff, link down below. I'm gonna get back to grinding on this, and I'll show you what I end up with. All right, well, somebody's still hungry. There's not much there, buddy. Anyway, guys, got real close, but I still got some, I got some holes, pinholes and stuff I gotta fill in. And ran out of welding gas. So tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning, I am running down to Praxair downtown Des Moines, picking me up a new tank of welding gas. So I'm done for tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow. Well, I got my new tank of welding gas this morning. I got to welding this up. I'm not sure what's going on here. Grinding on some of this stuff. This down here just has been causing me all kinds of trouble. I think it must be rotted out down here as well. So I think, if nothing else, this metal is incredibly thin. I mean, look at that. Yeah, it's not in good shape down there. So I think what I'm gonna do, guys, which I'm glad it did. I'm glad it started falling apart on me like that. Otherwise, I really wouldn't have known because I couldn't see it back from behind. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to order this whole piece and be done with it. I don't think there's much saving this. It's just rotten. Somebody put a comment, I don't remember what video it was, but put a comment that they bet it was rotted out down here. I didn't think it was from what I could see, but you're right, it's no good. So I'm gonna order this part, this panel, get that in as soon as I can. Be next week sometime, I imagine. So I've been poking around on this a little more. I put the camera down, was poking around on this, and I bent this piece out. I just went back behind here with a screwdriver, popped it out, grabbed onto it with some pliers and bent it down, and you can see that it's rusted on the back side. So yeah, this whole thing needs to come out. It's really cruddy back in here. Well, anyway, we'll cut that out, put a new piece in. What I should have done in the first place, I guess. Everything was going real good till I got down here on the bottom, and it just kept blowing through real easy. Now I know why. They're just wasn't good. All right, guys, so I just placed the order for that little patch, and I got it through Rock Auto instead of LMC. Did a little bit of shopping around. They were a little bit cheaper. Ended up costing $36, I think, and I don't know when I'm gonna get it. Should be here sometime next week. I could have done real quick shipping, but I think it ended up costing more than the actual part. And what a difference a day makes. It's rather cold out today. I think the temperature right now is just above 30 degrees. Not sure where the dogs went. They were out here. But yeah, just above 30 degrees. It's not real windy or anything, and the sun is out, but boy, the air is really cold. So I am getting back in here. And I was tossing around the idea of getting a complete new fender, and I don't know. I've never blended paint before, and I'm just afraid to have a hard time blending this green. I think the white could probably do, but the green onto the door and up onto the hood, I don't know. So this is gonna be a lot easier than removing the fender, painting it, trying to get everything to match. So that's what I'm gonna do. If it totally doesn't work, then we'll replace the whole fender and go from there, but I don't know why it won't. And I almost forgot that I have extended the discount code on all merchandise. It's all 20% off. Use discount code HOLIDAY20. I think my air compressor just farted. Anyway, it's discount code HOLIDAY20, and I'll link that down in the description. So if you would, even though I didn't get this done, please give this video a big old thumbs up, comment, say go down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye-bye.